Facebook. Hope everybody out there is having a wonderful day. We're going to be getting into something really good today. Really good. First, though, if you guys are out there in Facebook land, if you're watching this in the group, either one of them, do me a favor, drop me a hashtag live. If you're here with us right now, drop me a hashtag replay. If you see this later on as the recording inside the group. The other thing I want you guys to do, and even you guys who are here on the Zoom with me right now in the VIP, I'd like you guys to go to Facebook and drop your notes, drop the notes so that people can see, so that you're also keeping track of what you're learning, you're putting stuff into play, you have all of this stuff going on, and you're actually participating. Because I find, at least the way that I learn, is that if I participate, I retain the information better. I learn a little bit better. So drop your takeaways as we go through them down in the comments. If you're wondering, hey, Cody, why is there people around you? I don't understand. Why do they all get to be on here? Well, you must be new here because I told you before. But today, I'm going to tell you one more time. So what this is very important people. I surround myself with very important people, and I actually have the power granted by myself and to myself to make other people very important as well. All you have to do to become one is you go to the website joingsd.com/diamond-membership. It's also in this post up there in the description. And also, if for some reason you can't figure out how to click it, you can't figure out how to type it, but you just really want to be on here, then you can drop like a hashtag VIP or whatever you want to do to hop on. Okay, what do you get access to? Well, you get to sit with us on every single Zoom training that we do every week. And then after these are over, we go into the private VIP room. And what that is actual direct face-to-face coaching with myself and Rahul every single week. You also get a course access, the Agency Foundations 2.0, helping you get to $10,000 months through organic marketing. You get some templates and you get access to an elite network of people who are always in there every single day. And I say that with such pride because I love seeing it, helping one another. And it costs $47 a month. That is it. If you want to hop in, you can do so now. Click that link, shoot me a DM, and I'll make sure that I will personally get you into not only this live right now, but into the networking chat afterwards. So all that being said, guys, what are we here for today specifically? Let's dive in. So a few years ago, we were running setter teams, we were running sales teams, we had all this kind of stuff going on for our own stuff. And I kept getting the same damn question over and over from my setters, specifically, hey, Cody, it's always the same people I'm seeing. I just don't know where to go to get a new conversation going. I just don't know where to go to actually build the audience that you want me to build. I mean, Rahul, how many times did we hear that from our setter team before we created this document in this process?
Every single morning. It was redundant over and over again. So like everything we've taught our people, our team, on how to find those hunting grounds, those opportunities, then it just became limitless for them. So because part of it is just teaching the right attitude, but then also how to think and how to also just be resourceful. Because what Cody and I were doing, we were locking that knowledge inside of ourselves. Like, how can we duplicate ourselves? How can we express it to other people? So then we started just going live, showing them how we do it, how we think, how we get resourceful, how we come up with new processes in the moment as we see another opportunity start to work. And then we knowledge transfer that over. And then we just ingrain in their head, just like a new skill. It takes practice. Can't do it once, you can't do it twice. You got to make it a habit over and over again every single day. And every knowledge thing that we bring on, it's like a staircase. We're on staircase 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And then tomorrow, we're not going to start at number 4. We're going to start at number 1. Just like every athlete you've ever seen that's of meaningful, whatever stature in their life that you watch on television, what do they do before every single game? They're warming up. They don't skip the warm up, even though they can do the fancy shit. They don't do it because they're going to miss something when it's important in the game. Same thing with business. We can't miss those important steps. Otherwise, we're just going to fuck ourselves over. And then we call it, we run out of leads. This isn't working. It's just that we forgot the basics all along in the first place. That's what we're going to be covering today.
Perfect. And so I want to start this, guys. And again, I want to highlight one more time. All right. We are live. Is that this is supposed to be specifically designed so that you never, ever have to question where you're going to go to fill those buckets. What do I mean by buckets? It's like, okay, I need to build my audience up. Okay, well, you can go here. I need to create conversations. Okay, I can go here. My engagement's down. I need to go post. I need to go create engagement somewhere else. You can go here. These buckets, these hunting grounds is where you're able to consistently answer that question. After we implemented this and gave this to people, I stopped hearing that same crap over and over and over again, and it was gone. Okay, so first, the concept I want to go over is what we tell all of our setters and all of our people who do organic marketing, which is earn your way to hot conversations. This comes into play because there's going to be a different hunting ground for different parts of this. Okay, so earn your way to hot conversations. What do I mean by earn your way to hot conversations? I mean, in a perfect world, what everybody's going to say is, I don't want to have to send a cold DM, right? You've probably seen ads out there that say stuff like that, like, hey, cool, I can make sure that you get X result without ever having to ever send a single cold DM ever again, right? And it is possible, and we could train you how to do that. But what you would need for that is ramp up time. So how desperate are you to actually get clients? How desperate are you to actually start those conversations? Because if you're a little bit desperate, then you're going to need to do this, which is earn your way to hot conversations. So what do I mean by that? So cold, obviously, is strangers. Okay. Warm is going to be our friends or our group members. They kind of know who we are. They might have seen us, but they're not there yet. And hot is going to be engagement or direct DMs. Okay. So if we say that you would want to, and on our daily task list that we tell you guys about, right, it's 50 new conversations per day that you want to start. And that's either from leads generated or organic conversations started, right? It's one of those two things that you need to do. And so if I've only got, let's say, 10 comments, right? That's hot. Then I need to find 40 warm or cold to be able to continue my thing. So this is where it's going, where it's saying, okay, let me mute somebody, where it's saying, okay, well, if you only want to have hot conversations, that can be fine, right? That can be something that you do, but you're not going to hit the numbers you need to, 50 conversations per day, to hit your revenue goals right away. And you have to be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, if you want to be a hustler, if you want to get out there and start making the money right away, then you need to earn your way to hot conversations and have cold conversations while you wait. How do we earn hot convos, right? Well, it's engagement, right? And so that means, and here I'm going to mute a bunch of noise. How do we earn hot conversations? We post, add friends, we post better and better content, right? We engage in other people's groups and add value, right? And as we do each of these things consistently every single day, what are we doing? We're creating more and more and more engagement, more and more people who are going to direct DM us because they see the value. And so eventually we have 50 new hot conversations per day because we can do a post and get like 100, right? Consistent daily repetition of action, consistent daily improvement and getting shit done will earn your way to hot conversations. And so then we're seeing ourselves, okay, well, Cody, where do I add friends, right? Where do I go to actually engage in other people's groups? Where do I go to send cold DMs to strangers while I'm earning my way to the hot conversations? And that leads us to today. That's why we created these 8 hunting grounds, this list of hunting grounds, so that when we tell people in our programs and when we tell people who are on our teams to go out and do these things, to do this every single day, to create the value and the momentum we need every single day in order to succeed, they don't come back to us and ask us how, because there's already a full-blown training on that. And what I want you guys to take away from this today is exactly where you'll go to do the same thing. And so let's start with this document over here. So this is the list of hunting grounds. And can I have Rahul, can you take over letting people in? So there's some people coming in and out. Yeah. This is your list of hunting grounds. Okay. Every day you need to find 100 because I think this was an internal one, but let's say 50 for you guys. And you should never be able to say, I can't find any prospects to talk to ever again. No excuses, just getting shit done. And you're going to see on the side here, beside each one, we have cold, we have warm, or we have hot. Okay. We want to always be doing what I just said, earning our way towards hot conversations by creating consistent action. Okay. So let's say that we want to work with somebody put their niche in the chat. Let's get a few people in here. Let's drop some niches in the chat. All right, we got agency owners, home services, cleaning, dentists. Let's see if we get a couple more lawyers, digital agencies. All right, we got a couple of people who want to service agencies in here. Okay. Chiros, realtors, lenders. Okay, different answers from every single one. Interesting. All right, so only one I saw double of was agencies. So we'll do agencies, and one of the last ones was roofers. So let's go with agencies. So we go to our first hunting ground here, and we say, okay, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram search bars. All right, well, what do I mean by that? I mean, most people will say, go up here and type in digital. This is the search bar, digital marketing agency. And they'll say, go to the groups. Right? And this is one of them. You're like, okay, cool. Look at all these groups that are, there's going to be millions of digital marketing agency groups. The other thing you can do, though, is click on people. Okay. And what the people do is now you're going to look at this. You're going to see digital creator, affiliate manager at marketing agency, business development manager at marketing agency, chief operating agents at seven-figure agency, owner and founder at agency, founder at agency. Okay, cool. Well, these guys all own or are high up in marketing agency. So let's scroll down, make sure that this goes on for quite a ways, and it does, right? So we got all this SEO, digital creator, all these people, owner at the agency. Cool. So we have a whole bunch of these people. So now if I wanted to add 20, 30 friends a day, I simply go add them all as friends, right? And you can send cold DMs to these people specifically. Then I say, okay, well, I want to do the same thing over here on Instagram. While this does that, we'll go to LinkedIn instead. Oh, here we go. And you can do the same thing. You come over here and you go, cool, I want to work with digital marketing agency. And let's just say, I don't know, owner, and type it in. And we got a whole list of people that we can follow and DM so that we can build our list over here. We get the same thing over here on LinkedIn. I say, okay, digital marketing agency owner. Come over here and click on people and look through agency owner, agency owner, agency owner. And now you can do automations to these people. You could use something like snove.io, which will actually grab all of their emails and add it directly to a list for you. So you can send cold emails to them at the same time. And so now you're able to, again, build that audience, start your conversations. And one thing that we talk inside the GSD is we talk about finding your optimal selling strategy. So one of the things that we do with brand new people that come in with it, depending on what level you guys are at. So the next level above where most of you guys are in the VIP is called the agency launch. One of the main things that we do is understand that we need to find our optimal selling strategy as a young business. We have two things to work with in life. We have money and we have time. And when you're at that level, normally what you have is time. And so when I'm showing you all of these different hunting grounds, right? I'm like, cool, you can go on to Instagram, you can go onto Facebook, you can go onto LinkedIn, Facebook groups. You're trying to use your time at the beginning to find where is my avatar, where does my message resonate the best, so that eventually, after you've got a few clients, you start to hone in on making sure that you're spending a little bit of money and focusing all of your time on the specific one that actually works, the specific segment of your of the social media world that's going to be the best use of your time to go out and find that money. Second hunting ground here, right? Facebook groups, other people's Facebook groups, members with things in common. So now instead of people, we go back to groups. And let's do this first, because I said agencies. Let's go roofer. All right. So let's go. Yeah, let's just say roofing company owner. And let's click on people. Once it loads. If it loads, there we go. So you see owner of roofing company, works at owner of Abbotsford moving company. This one's a construction owner. This one's an owner of a roofing company. got a couple of marketers, roofing and construction owner, owner at roofing. So you see most of these are all owners of roofing companies. So again, add, and create that thing. You're gonna get some that are workers, but most of them should be owner at roofing company, owner at roofing company, owner at roofing company. So you get all of these people here specifically. Then you come down and you say, all right, well, let's go to groups. Right. And so when we go back to our earn our way to hot conversations thing, right? What do we need first? Add friends. Right? Post content. That'll add friends will get us to warm. And then once we have those friends, posting content and sending the messages will get us to hot. Right. And so what are we using these first few hunting grounds for? It's for adding friends. And then down here, it's to engage in other people's groups as well as add friends. So this is the easiest way up here to send cold messages and to add cold friends. Groups, once you see stuff like this, roofing group, where you see this, you come in, you make sure they're all roofing, then you go and you say, cool, I am going to now post in here, and I'm going to add value to the people, right, that are in here, so that you're coming in here and you're going to do shit so that you're saying, cool, let's actually talk to some of these people. Let's ask questions to some of these people. This one looks more like a spam related group, maybe gotten a little bit out of control, right? So you're going to quality check some of the groups, but you're going to add friends. The other thing you're going to do is answer their questions. You're going to come in here and actually give them value, right? And so if you were doing a agency side one, right, you'd end up probably in a group like this, like the high level group. And you're going to see people all the time asking questions about not only GHL, but also their stuff like this, where it's like, how can I actually use their stuff to make money? What other things can I do to do this thing, right? Places where you can just consistently add value and leverage the fact that they've built a community of 35,000 agencies, right? And create that. And what you're doing by posting in other people's groups, not just adding them as friends, but posting and engaging and answering questions, is you'll bring them back to your profile and they'll then engage on your content, right? So that's how we're going from cold, then we're adding the friends, and then we're posting in other people's groups, and we're creating content of our own. And that's driving people back to our profile, creating inbound DMs, and creating engagement on our content, right? And so already just from hunting ground 1 and 2, right, we can actually already see how we would create hot prospects from nothing. We're creating a bit of an audience for ourselves, and we're creating inbound conversations. Is all this making sense so far, guys? Drop me a 1 in the chat if we're awake, and a 1 in the comments if you're out there in Facebook land and you guys are awake. Hopefully this is resonating, right? The main thing I want you guys to be able to take away from this is an ability to get out there and get shit done. I don't want you to be analysis paralysis. I don't want you to be sitting around wondering, what the fuck do I do now, right? What I need you guys to do is actually have the ability to remove all excuses, move the needle, right? And get shit done. Good. Okay, good. Cool, perfect. So then we move into warm. So we're like, okay, well, warm is just our friends and our suggested friends lists on here. So that means what I'm going to do, pretty easy, right? Go to Facebook. And again, guys, by the way, this thing right here, you'd be amazed at how many people don't just do this. Like, how easy is this to just click on people and put the type of person you need in the Facebook search bar and go add friends, right? How easy is it to do that on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and start 50 conversations and add 50 people per day? Stupid easy, right? Very, very easy. Very small amount of friction to be able to actually do that. Okay, so get in there, make that happen. Number 2 or 3, friends list, suggested friends list. Okay, so go over to your profile here, right? This is easy. Find your friends. I guess I have followers because I have a professional one, but you get the idea. I think I can still click on, yeah, friends, right? And find the new people. These are friend requests that are coming in. You should accept the ones. So I've got a, waiting list of people in here. You just find the ones that have the most mutual contacts, hit the confirm button, and then send them a message. All right, so you say, okay, cool, beautiful, confirm, go there. It's got 380 things, hit this button, send them a message, which perfectly my team already did because they know what they're doing because they have the hunting grounds list, right? So warm people, they're inbound friend requesting you. They're warm people. They have an idea of who you are. And then you go over here and you can also say, okay, well, these people are already my friends or followers or whatever. And they can start to actually send them messages. Okay, these are the warm people. Let's send them messages. Say stuff like, hey, I noticed you've been my friend on Facebook for a couple of years now. Has anybody ever reached out to you and given you XYZ gift, right? Present. Same thing for here. The other side of this, I don't know if that's the second one yet. Your group members is 4, is going, if you have a group, you go to your group and you say, okay, cool. Go over here and message the group members the same thing. You say, hey, go down here and say something like, hey, Lizzie, notice you joined about yesterday, what brought you in here? Or, hey, has anybody actually reached out and given you our welcome gift yet? Right? Something like that. So that you can make that work. And then you get the requests. Every single request that comes in, specifically for the groups for us, we put in questions like this. This group is for any kind of agency owner who wants to do this amazing thing. Do you want to talk to us to do that amazing thing? Yes, I do. This is what I'm doing. Here's a number to reach you, right? So you can start conversations this way. You get this up. I think we get 20 plus per day, bunch of these coming in, right? And so that we can consistently start new conversations there. Again, these are almost hot, a lot of them, because they're saying yes. The ones who don't say shit are more warm, but it allows you to kind of get them in there, push it through. Then we move on to hot. Okay, so the first level of hot is our engagement on our content. So this is hunting ground number 5. Yeah. Hunting ground number 5 is on our content. That's our content in our group, on our page, right? We do 2 steps. So it's anybody that's engaging on your content, on your profiles, right? We got 58, 80 likes, a couple of comments coming through, right? Or you go to your Facebook profile and you come down here and you see stuff like this, where I've got about 700 comments, right? Now, how did I get to having the point where I've got 700 potential hot conversations in here? I did it first through earning my way to these hot conversations by adding the right friends, targeted friends, so that I could get up against the 5,000 friend limit and then switch over to the followers so I could start getting even more. I then posted content every single, I used to do it every single day. I try to do it every couple of days now. And then I slowly refined the messaging and process until the content started to actually get comments, started to actually get likes, started to actually get shares. And now when we post stuff like this, we can actually start conversations. We have hot conversations. In fact, there's probably right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 unanswered people on here. So we could restart the conversations on there. There'd be 10 new hot conversations today that the team could go in and do. And as soon as they answer that, it'll put this back in the feed and we'll get a bunch more. And so we'll end up having from that content piece, from all of that stuff, we'll be able to have more and more hot conversations from it. That actually brings me into 6, which is reactivating old top performing posts. So one of the pillars of the content of the profile funnel that we teach inside of the GST, the inner circle, is to eventually find your core piece of content, your core lead magnet that you have, your 2-step post here, and have it go off. So usually we say for first, if it goes to like 50 or 100, whenever you have your first one hit that, you'll pin that to the top. You'll notice this is from 2021. We've just left it pinned for a long time, because as people come in, you'll see like this is as early as a week ago, you'll still see people coming in and saying, yes, I want that thing. So they're coming to your profile, they're seeing it. Now it'll every now and then die off because it's a little older, right? But what will happen is if you go in here, there's probably a good example of it on this post. So let me just see. If I scroll up past when people started to talk, just about 2 weeks prior to that, 6 weeks here, right? You start to talk here and all of a sudden it goes off. Or this person says me, right? And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the next week that all say it, because it goes back into the feed. So this person actually reactivated the post for me. And then all of these other people basically saw it from that because it got reactivated. And then this person did it again, boom, 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 right? And these people are coming in from me using hunting ground number 2, engaging in other people's groups, going out and doing interviews, all that kind of stuff that brings new faces, or adding new people to my friends list. So there's new faces on my profile that will then see that post and reactivate it for me. 7, hunting ground number 7 is reactivating old dead conversations. So you'll see in my messenger, there's about 40 billion different conversations going on, because there's people who are commenting on these posts, there's people having conversations, and you going through and you see a bunch of these, hey, what's up? Different things like this is us going through and saying, hey, this person fell off, right? But at one point or another, they had been DMing me. They had been direct DMing me. And that's following up on a potentially hotter conversation than a brand new cold one would ever be. Because at one point or another, that means that my content or something that I had done resonated with that individual. It tells me that at some point, something I had happened actually work. You can do the same thing on LinkedIn, where you get a whole bunch of conversations going there. You do the same thing over on Instagram, where you have a whole bunch of conversations going there, and on and on and on, right? So that you're consistently following up with old conversations. So there's a lot of money in that follow-up game to be able to create that next sale that you're going to have. And so I see some people in here saying, LinkedIn connection request is this. What if I don't have any of this? The whole point of this, guys, is so that you're not using one. If your LinkedIn thing is held to a certain amount, go to another platform. Do whatever you can on this one, right? And do your next 30 that you're going to do for your 50 on one of the other ones. And earn your way to having enough hot conversations on any platform that you don't have to send brand new cold connections, brand new cold DMs, brand new things to everywhere else, right? That's kind of the whole purpose of this training today, is so that you don't have to ask questions like that or make statements like that, because you're not relying on just LinkedIn or just Facebook or just Instagram or just cold email. You have the ability to do all of these things and earn your way to the next step. And then finally, right, IG engagement, Instagram's engagement on not only these types of posts, but creating stories, right? When you create stories, you can see on Instagram, I don't have one right now, but you can see who's viewed them. You can actually send them DMs. You can create CTAs inside of it. So it's a good place to do for the Instagram engagement on both this and the story platform at that point. So in this way, guys, one more time, what are the 8 hunting grounds? What are the purposes of them, right? So the concept here is always be earning your way from stranger to friend to engagement, so that you can eventually have your 50 conversations per day all be hot conversations. I think that's a good goal to have. And I think that's what everybody wants, is to constantly have inbound stuff where people are saying, yes, I want to talk to you about that thing, or I want to work with you for that other thing, right? I get that. And of course, that's what we want. Until then, though, we got to add our friends. We got to create engagement. We got to earn our way to hot conversations. And we do that through the search bar. We do that through other people's communities by earning authority and by creating engagement. We do that by building up our audience, right? Building up our friends list, building up our group members. We do that by having people engage on our content, which means we have to post, good content, right? We have to create stuff and learn from what we're doing and see what people are resonating with and figure out a way to get comments, more and more stuff talking about. We need to figure out a way what it is that our audience is actually going to do. And you do that by actually posting consistently and making stuff happen, right? If you do that correctly, you'll be able to slowly but surely get to the point where you start to have some of these core pieces that can consistently start conversations, and you'll get more and more earned hot conversations from doing it. Reactivating old posts, reactivating dead conversations, and Instagram engagement. So everybody in the chat was asking for this document. I'm not going to put the document in there because it's an inner circle thing, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to paste the 8 hunting grounds for you so that you don't need the document, because that's basically the core piece of it. So grab that from there, copy paste it to some doc, screenshot your stuff, and make.
I wrote real quick. We'll take like a 1-minute poll inside the chat right now. There's a bunch of you guys, over 35 of you guys. What's your biggest takeaway so far in this training? I just want to see what you guys have been paying attention to and what you like the most. So 2 things I want to ask you. 1 is, what's your biggest takeaway? 2, what's like the platform that attracts you the most?
Can I?
I drop it in the chat, guys. FB, okay. And then takeaway, Sean. Well, we got some good ones. Consistency is literally the gold behind this. It's just repetition, making it habit. Diversified platforms are good. Yeah, systematic approach. Yep. Yeah, because there's literally no way we can run out of conversations, because the way we look at it and the mindset you have to have is that don't make assumptions on behalf of a complete stranger. If you think you're being annoying, validate if you are by just doing the action. They'll tell you. Trust me, they will. But don't make assumptions on behalf of somebody else without letting them have the opportunity to work with you or answer the question themselves. I think that gets in a lot of people's ways. Oh, I think I'm being annoying. Well, how do you know that, right? You got to find out. Yeah, always ask. There's no harm in asking a question. There's only harm when you don't ask, because then you just miss the whole opportunity from the beginning in the first place. Yeah, and you can use this in anything. Like, Cody's seen me get us in free for SeaWorld for a year by just asking questions. Free popcorn at movie theaters just by asking the question. Like, the question was, how do we get free popcorn? And the guy's like, dude, I'll just give it to you.
You'd be
Simple
amazed
shit like that.
just by actually asking. I say all the time, it's actually the more willing you are to get uncomfortable, the more you'll be able to get by asking, because most people don't want to be uncomfortable. And if there's an easy out for them to get away from that situation just by giving you the thing or giving up on their point or whatever it is they'll do, that you'll be able to do it. But that's, yeah. And I'm not saying do that in sales all the time necessarily, but in real life you can get away with a lot just by being willing to ask for an uncomfortable thing.
Yeah, and creating the valuable content, whatever's valuable that you've learned and you reshare, and you can kind of be a chapter or a couple pages ahead of your audience. That's all valuable stuff. So I wouldn't get caught up in the imposter syndrome stuff, because like once you learn something and you put it into use and it's starting to work for you, you can knowledge transfer that to other people. So I know a lot of people are prevented from coming up with copy because they don't know what to do, but it's stuff you've just learned. It's stuff that you've put into the world and you're starting to learn. You can just talk about it. Doesn't mean you have to position yourself as a guru or expert, but you just articulate it a little bit and you have content all day long. Something that you can come up with a story by, like a mom taking care of their kids, how they're well behaved or not so well behaved, right? There's just how you can layer it back to business. There's just stories all around our everyday life. Okay, let's Cody, are we going to cut the stream and go to Q&A?
Yeah, we are going to the VIP room, the private VIP room, guys. Everybody out there in Facebook land, if you want to join us, it's private coaching and you get it every single week. And it really just costs whatever, don't go to Starbucks for about a week and you'll be able to afford it every single month. So if you want to hop in with us, the link is everywhere. It's in the description. It's in the comments. It's all around me. And if you still can't figure it out, drop me a hashtag VIP. And me and or my team will be happy to help you. Otherwise, I'm going to take these very important people into a private room and hang out with them there for a bit. We'll see everybody else